Hey, what's going on? Keith from Trigger Happy. Going to try to make this brief, but it's a pretty important thing to talk about here. Today is February 14th, 2015, and the NRA is reporting that the ATF has moved to ban a very popular loading of 5.56 ammunition, and that is the M855 loading, which, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's easily distinguished by its green tip here, and you can see it here. This would be the M855. Generally always a 62 grain projectile, and it is considered light armor piercing or an armor piercing ammunition by some. And the reason again is because this green tip is a steel core just on the tip, not the entire bullet. And it's been in use by the military for about 35 years. Since 1980 when it was adopted. And I'm not going to get into all the reasons why it was adopted and what all that is, but why are they banning it? Well, they're banning it because they have reinterpreted the definition of armor-piercing ammunition, basically. And let me read you the definition, which is in their handbook or their manual here, and it says the term armor-piercing ammunition means a projectile or projectile core which may be used in a handgun and which is constructed entirely from one or a combination of tungsten alloys, steel, iron, brass, bronze, beryllium, copper, or depleted uranium, or a full jacketed projectile larger than .22 caliber, designed and intended for use in a handgun and whose jacket has a weight of more than 25% of the total weight of the projectile. Then it goes on and on. Why have they reinterpreted that definition? Because the AR platform has been adopted, or adapted I should say, into handguns. And with the popularity of the SIG arm brace, people can pick up the AR-15 pistol, be accurate, and have a lot of fun with them. But now this has become, by their definition, a handgun ammunition instead of a rifle ammunition as it was intended. And because of that, they are saying that, well, it's time to put the ban hammer down on this stuff. I had a buddy today tell me, I don't really care, I don't shoot the M855 bullet, I don't really care. It doesn't affect me, and that is the attitude that the government is counting on. The reason I'm concerned about this is many, but let's go over a few things. One, this is plentiful. You can find this in any gun shop, any gun store around. You can find it at Walmart. You can find it anywhere. It's probably one of the two most popular bullet weights in 62 grain that is out there, the other being 55 grain. I picked this up. These are very popular. The American Eagle by Federal, stamped right on it, XM855, meaning it didn't pass military specs, so it went to the civilian market. This can be found for 35 bucks. So not only is it plentiful, it's cheap. So a lot of us shoot this pretty regularly. I know several of my AR rifles just love this stuff, shoot it quite well. So it can be used for target practice. It's not just for, military purposes or, whatever the intended purpose was that the military had for it. Heck, I just like to go out and plink with it because it's cheap. So when you ban something that's plentiful and cheap, then people have to go elsewhere. They have to find something else. Well, the other plentiful and cheap is the 55 grain, which is also called the M193. This is another military surplus style round. This can be found about everywhere. These two are the most plentiful and the least expensive you'll find of any ammunition for 5.56 or 223 out there. So if you eliminate 50% of the cheap and plentiful ammo, suddenly this is probably going to get more expensive. And then if you ban this, everything goes through the roof. So you don't have to ban guns right up front. You don't have to ban the AR, assault weapon, as they like to call it, rifle. You can just ban the ammunition. Doesn't have to go through Congress, doesn't have to go through courts. It's a complete reinterpretation of the very definition of armor piercing by the ATF. And it's a backdoor way into gun control, a backdoor way to get into what they originally intended, and that was to prevent people from buying AR-15 style rifles. And you know, you may think it's conspiracy theory, but trust me, a lot of us that have followed this closely know that you can't get gun control through Congress. So if you make everything expensive, and the easiest thing to do that is make the ammunition super expensive, people are going to move on to something else. They're not going to be able to afford to shoot it, so they don't buy the rifle. It's important to, you know, write your congressman, write your senator, let them know that, you know, you find this to be an infringement on your Second Amendment rights. You know, I'm going to do so as well. And I think we need to stand together on this, whether you shoot this or not. And many of you say, I've never bought green-tipped ammunition in my life, or M855 in my life. Hey, it doesn't matter. It affects us all. Whether you're a 22 plinker, a cowboy action shooter, whatever, we're all in this together. So do a little research. Look into, you know, if you just Google M855 ban, you're going to find a ton of news and a ton of stuff out there on this subject today. So thanks for watching. Again, be vigilant and, you know, stand up for our rights. Do it peacefully. Do it professionally. Write your congressman and senator in a very professional and you know, manner that makes us look like the good people that we are. We are upstanding citizens. We're not violent. We're not criminals. We are good people out there, and all we want to do is protect our family and protect our country. And we can do that much better when we have a plentiful supply of ammunition at a reasonable price and no backdoor gun control schemes going on. So thanks for watching. It's Keith from Trigger Happy. We'll see you next time.